Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for Hip Kit Club, and my theme for today is to use 5 favorite things using only 5 products, and I think I may have actually used less, and I kept it, if I'm not mistaken, to the main kit, which I think is always nice to show because I know many of you only get the main kit and you can create tons of layouts with just the main kit. So I don't know if this is going to be a chatty video. Hopefully I didn't think ahead. I think that I just perform better when I don't put any pressure on myself and try to think of what I'm gonna say. So I'll just tell you about the photos, and these are selfies that we took on my 10th wedding anniversary. My husband was there also, and yeah, so just I think I may have mentioned this in last week's video, but just so you know, if you're interested in hearing more about us, about how we met, and I'm also going to share this month our wedding album, which is just like a digital, photo book. I mean, it's an actual book, but it's digitally edited, so there's no, embellishments in it and everything. So I'm going to talk about these things and show them on Patreon, and that part of like the exclusive content is going to be available for all the $4 and above tier, and then on the higher tiers there's going to be more videos. So this month it's going to be a combination of real-time scrapbooking videos because those have been requested, and then some other videos which I still haven't decided. So we'll see how it goes, and of course as always printables and all that good stuff. But yeah, so head on over to Patreon if you're interested in that, and if not, then keep on watching, don't go there, and we can chat about all things. I don't know, we'll see where my mind takes me. So yeah, so these are the selfies that we took, and then the one on the left is obviously just the two of us. I already prepared my husband, who's not a big selfie fan or, documenting or all that stuff. So he does actually like to take pictures, but I noticed that it's mostly when he's kind of on his own or on his own with the kids, or so I guess he just likes his to feel independent. He likes that that fake feeling that he has any control over his life. I'm just kidding, because the kids the kids control our lives, let's face it. And yeah, so I prepared him. I said I want to have a selfie this day, and then the other two on the right side are of all of us. So Ella was kind of cooperating, so she was making like acceptable smiles, nothing too psychotic. And then Lily was, as usual, in her own movie, as we say. We use this term very often, like this expression, very often in Hebrew, and it's like living in her own movie. And I don't think people use it in English, but I don't know, maybe they do. I don't spend a lot of time with people so over the age of 8, so I don't know what people say. But so we got ice cream, and that's not something she eats very often, so she was really focused on her ice cream. And of course the third photo that you see there is me looking down on my pants because she dropped her ice cream cone and on my pants, of course, which of course were like freshly washed and everything. You know, the usual stuff. It's like, I don't know why I bother washing my clothes, because if I don't wash them, you know, they can accumulate stains. And then somehow if I do wash them, then the first time I wear them, someone drops ice cream in my lap. So that's the rule. And yeah, we shouldn't bother with washing clothes and all that stuff. I'm just kidding. Of course, I wash my clothes. I also wash my kids' clothes. They don't walk around in dirty clothes. I will say, however, that I don't know. I've tried several, you know, washing materials like gels or whatever, and nothing seems to take out all the stains. And some of my kids' clothes, even when they are clean, they still look dirty, which is really annoying because, you know, they only wear the clothes for like a year maximum, usually just a season, and I don't want to buy them stuff when they only use it for such a short time. So with Lily, she, like, a lot of her stuff belonged to Ella, and I can reuse the stuff that looks normal, that is not, again, completely stained. But yeah, I don't know if you have any recommendation, especially my European viewers, because I think the brands also vary between like North America and Europe, definitely. But I think also the content, I don't know, but I think the European stuff is relatively kind of gentle and more, yeah, I'm going to say gentle. Now, I'm basing this on nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I don't know. I have a feeling you people, like Americans, North American people, I think you like your stuff strong, so you can clean things properly. Yeah, I'm talking complete nonsense because I have no idea what's going on. My husband once told me that, you know, all the like cleaning stuff, maybe except like the really harsh stuff, but all the other stuff you can find here in Austria, like in the supermarket, it's usually very mild. So, you know, so you don't really injure yourself or have any accident or something like that. But I don't know if he knows what he's talking about, because yeah, sometimes we just say stuff without knowing what we're talking about. So I do want to go back a bit to this layout because it was really fun to make. And the top part I kept very simple, and then at the bottom you see what's going on there. Okay, so I'm going to make it look a bit better. I'm just kind of piling the stuff that I might be able to use. I'm not going to use everything, and I'm going to make it a bit prettier, so don't freak out, don't worry, it's all going to come together. But I do think that this is a great way to use an ephemera pack, especially if it has, you know, really random stuff. I mean, Amy Tan, don't take this personally, but you have some really random stuff there going on in your collection. So I'm not really, you know, yes, I can wait for the next beach photos that I have. I for sure will have beach photos from the summer, but, you know, I can wait for those and then use these shells, like seashells that she has there in her ephemera. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. So if you are one of those super organized people, first of all, good for you. I wish I could be like you. And you can make maybe like a little folder, a little box for themed embellishments that you are likely to use at some point. So I know Ella is going to be in Israel for the summer. Hopefully, if there's no war starting there. I'm not joking. We have the occasional war there. So hopefully she can spend the summer. That's the plan. And that means beach time. So I'm sure I will have photos of her at the beach. I can use these seashells there, but I'm not going to wait. So they're going on this layout, even though it has absolutely no connection to what we were doing there. So yeah, just a mention of that. And I think this type of design just works really well because, it's just a bunch of like colorful ephemera. Nobody's going to look and see and go like, hey, there's a cactus there and a seashell. What were you thinking? If someone says that to you, you can say, you can talk to Amy Tan because she made this and I used it. Or you can stop being their friend. That's also a possibility because, who wants that kind of negativity in their lives? And people who pay attention to such details and criticize you for your embellishment choices on your layout. So you don't need that in your life. Cut them out, I say. Cut them out. If it's, your mother or your husband, that can get problematic. So, yeah, I don't know. Then you'll have a serious problem. I'm very silly today, as you may have noticed. I'm quite silly, and apparently also have a weird accent. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, and yeah, when you have a bunch of embellishments and you're not sure how to use them, I say go for rainbows because that just makes it easier because you don't have to think, you put your faith in the rainbow and you just organize those embellishments in rainbow order. And that's what I did. I went from purple to blue to minty to green to yellow. There's a lot of kind of peachy orange stuff going on in this ephemera pack. I mean, Amy Tan, you didn't divide your embellishments evenly amongst the colors of my rainbow. So I will forgive you for that because they are very cute. And of course I know you're watching, so I don't want to be rude. But I didn't drink. I know what you're thinking. I don't drink alcohol. I said that in the previous video. I am high on life, people. I am high on life. It's Monday, which, if you're Garfield, that's not good. But in my world, on Mondays, my kids go to school and daycare. And after very busy family weekends, I have, my mornings back to work and just, have a bit of that freedom that I don't need to cater to other people's needs the whole day. Now, I do like my kids most of the time, but yeah, they make me work for them, So don't judge me if I'm not one of those mothers that are eternally grateful. I am grateful most of the time. I know my life is honey. I know it. But this mommy needs her quiet time. And yeah, it's just nice sometimes to be able to do what you want. Go to the toilet without screaming kids and yeah, do that sort of thing. I know I'm so spoiled, but yeah, I do think, I really wonder, I've talked about this with my mom because my mom had my older brother. I have one older brother, one brother, and he's 4.5 years older than me. And my mom had him when she was 21, so really, really, really young. I had Ella when I was almost 30, and I think in some ways, of course, it's nicer when you're a bit older. And I do feel like I had, in my 20s, I traveled, I had a lot of fun, I partied, without the alcohol, but I was a student and I could only think of myself. I didn't have any responsibilities. I kind of grew up. I kind of matured. So definitely lots of advantages for having kids, I think, in an older age. Also, well, I did meet my husband when I was 24. So, even if you want to have kids say, when you're younger, if you don't meet the guy that you want to have your kids with, then that can still, that's a problem. So I did meet my husband when I was 24, but then we had a long distance relationship for a couple of years. and only then we kind of lived together. So yeah, it took time. And, you know, when we were both students, money was very, very, very tight. So yeah, I kind of waited till I was almost 30. And I think the problem with being a bit older is that you're so used to being an independent grown-up that has only, you know, you only have yourself to look after. And it's, you know, I got used to it. And my husband was almost 40 when we had Ella. And yeah, I think it's hard to change your habits. Suddenly you can't do what you want. Suddenly you can't think of yourself. So yeah, it's sometimes challenging. I think my biggest issue with having kids is, well, I have two issues. So I know this video should be named Mother of the Year. So first of all, it's the having no break thing. That's sometimes a killer, you know. It's especially if you like do stuff, if you go somewhere and you know, you go in the morning, like on the weekend, you drive somewhere, you do stuff with your kids and like some activities or something like that. Then you drive home, they sleep in the car, and then you come home. They are fully energized and ready for another few hours of excitement, entertainment, or whatever. And you are, you know, dead tired. So, but I think maybe the way to go is to really, if you're leaving the house, then maybe it's just better to plan like a whole day of activities and not like half a day, because then that other half day at home, that's rough stuff. So yeah, so that's one thing, the no break thing. And then the other one is my Wanderlust. I have Wanderlust, always have, always will have. I want to see places, and it's just, you know, we tried a couple of times with Lily, but she's not the most flexible of children, and it's just, you know, it's just too exhausting and not fun. And the point is to enjoy, not to, you know, put a check mark next to, yes, we traveled or we did something. So I'll just have to patiently wait. And that's my finished layout. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed making this layout. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching. Bye.